Alright. Stream unboxing. Yeah. You're not late, Joss. You literally just got here at the beginning of stream. This is my first time watching your streams. Will this turn into a video? Yes, it eventually will be a highlight video. It will be. We are gonna do the Figma first. Sorry guys, I'm still getting used to this. The video quality should be a little bit better now also, at least when it comes to the webcam, because literally this entire time that I've been doing this whole webcam thing, it was set to like the lowest resolution possible. So that Zen Market stream that I did, I didn't really do any of those items justice because it was like the lowest quality video possible. Alright, so, what part should I open up first? Let's do the character first. This is the part that always racks me because it's like, was there even a need to have that seal on there? Like, is there ever an easy way to open this up without tearing up the box? Yeah, see, like, I'm already tearing it. Like, there's never an easy way to do this. I feel. Like, there never is. Yep, see, and then I bent some of the, like, there's no way to do this without damaging the box. Whatever. Figma boxes usually aren't the fanciest of things anyways, so. Whatever. I never bought a Figma before. Is that a common problem? I mean, like, it's not a, it's, like, how can I say? Like, in all honesty, if anything, the fact that the box is easy to damage is a good thing, because then it's harder for people to sell the figure in mint condition, if that makes sense. Because, like, then that prevents people from, like, you know, opening up a figure, then looking at it, and then being able to seal it back up perfectly to then, like, resell it as brand new, even though it's, technically opened at that point. So if anything, it's, like, a good thing that it's hard to open. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, so that's how the burger is held. That's a really small burger. Like, check how small this burger is. Very tiny burger. Like here. It wants to zoom in on the edge of my hand for some reason. Very, very tiny burger. And then this is the hand. Let's see how long it takes to zoom. Ba-ba-da. So there you can see the imprint of the burger. So it goes like that. Like that. That's how the burger goes in. Just like so. So it looks like it's wrapped. Tiny burger. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, just tiny burger. And then, of course, the, arguably the best Figma accessory ever, Caval 2. Look at him. See, like, this is the part that I don't understand. This is what it's really weird about Figmas. They have blistering on them that's, like, meant to be torn, if that makes sense. Like, the only way you could get them off cleanly is if you actually take apart the Figma, potentially breaking it. Like, that's what I always find really, really strange with Figmas. Like, it is extremely hard to find, like, a mint condition Figma, I think, because of this. It's, like, really hard to replicate the kind of, like, flawless blistering that Figmas have. As quote-unquote flawless. Pretty good sculpt work when it comes to details, like the back pockets of her shorts. There is some detail to them, as you can see here. So, they look black on camera here, but they're definitely more of, like, a grayish color for sure. I kind of don't want to, like, mess with too much right now, because I'm going to probably show her on her bike. So I'm not going to do any posing or anything like that with her right now. Until I get the bike open. So speaking of which, let's go ahead and start opening up the bike. This I'm pretty interested in, to be honest with you, because this is definitely something pretty unique when it comes to a figure, as it were. It's like a separate, like, vehicle. It's the first time I've ever had anything like this, so it's kind of exciting. Not that it's the first opportunity either, but... Oh, geez. That's the base. Wow. First of all, really, like, it looks very clean, I'd have to admit. Pretty clean paint job, I'd have to say. So, it looks really, really nice. So, okay, so that's the kind of posability that you get with the front. So that's the most turning that you get with it. Wheels do rotate. So, wheels rotate, front and back. They do rotate. It does look like on the bottom you can use a Figma stand for it, or some kind of other stand. This stand, however, I think probably goes around the wheels. Yes. So, in terms of standing, you know, that's how it would stand with the base that it comes with. But again, it does have a hole, so you can, you know, do a different pose with it, as it were. The burger can only go in her right hand, it looks like. Yeah. So I guess that would be kind of like one flaw with this Figma, is that you can only have the burger in one hand. You can't have it in both hands. So there's not a spare hand to do the other hand. So that's kind of a bummer. Because one of the things that's unique about Figmas is that they come with like so many extra hands to use other accessories. So the fact that you're limited in this sense due to one of the main things that, you know, is a plus about a Figma is kind of a bummer, but whatever. I mean, considering that you're lucky to get one accessory with most Figmas, let alone two, including a dog and then this burger thing, you know, beggars can't be choosers, I guess. So, kind of precariously, I'd have to say. So, I would probably still use a Figma stand. But let's see here. Okay, change out her faceplate to her more embarrassed faceplate. Hey, Liz. Yep, I did find the bike. I got it off of Ami Ami. There was still some stock left after it was released, so I quickly added it. Pretty cool Figma, I have to say. So yeah, there you go. Now, here is the thing about these Figma Ziploc bags that you have to keep in mind of. Yes, they are good for storing stuff. However, this is such thick plastic, I'd be very afraid for it to breathe. So sometimes what I do is I would put holes at the top of it so they can breathe. I'm not going to do it for this, because I could just put all this stuff right back in the box. But this is kind of something to keep in mind, as it were, when it comes to your Figmas, if you decide to do that. Because, like, in all honesty, if somebody is going to gripe about you putting holes into the Figma thing as a benefit to them, if you happen to resell your Figma, if you don't want it anymore for some reason, or in an emergency you need to sell some stuff, if they gripe about putting holes into the bag, that's their problem, not yours. Like, I'm sorry. You're doing it to help them, so... But in this case, I have the box, so I don't need to care about that. Usually I end up putting this into a separate box anyways, so... So we are going to open up the Max Factory. Well, I gotta tilt this up a little bit. Whoop. The Max Factory Jeanne d'Arc. I kind of wish Max Factory made this Jeanne 1/7 scale. The paint job on this figure is best Jeanne so far. We'll have to see. I mean, we're gonna see both of the figures side to side, so we can make a comparison right here and here. Right here and now, I should say. Yeah, right here and here. Right here and now. Now, one thing that was interesting, actually, looking at the box, is usually they show, like, what series the character is from or whatever. This Jeanne, it says that it's from Apocrypha, while the other one by Good Smile Company says Fate Grand Order. I don't know if that's significant or anything like that, but it's just interesting to notice. Look at this. They just, like, literally stuffed, like, bubble wrap into the back of the figure. So. Oh, wait, there's some more. Alright, kids, look away now. Ah! Let's get her on her base. Come on now. Gosh, there's so much, like, weird spots for them to put tape on this thing. There is, like, 12 different pieces of tape that you had to cut on this thing. It's ridiculous. Okay. I don't see any broken pieces yet. Wow, holy cow. Look at that. Look at the shading and the shiny gold on that. Let's see, if I turn this down a little bit, you guys might be able to see the shading a little bit. Look at the shading on that. That's insane. That's crazy. My man's back at it again. How many lights? How many lights am I using? I am using 3 different lights. I'm using one there, I'm using one here, and I'm using one on the camera. What do you think of Berserker Frankenstein? She's cute. Right. Now, how does this come into play? That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. Oh! How does this come into play? Derp. There's a peg. There's a clear peg, like, right there. Let's see, hold on. Clear peg. It's, like, right there. It's plain as day. Okay, hold on. Pause before the pause. Directions. We're looking at directions. Oh, interesting. So it actually asks you to put the flag on the base first before the character. So I'm doing this literally completely backwards. Wow, that's really hard to get in. I do not want to try and get that out. That's pretty solidly in there. Okay. Alright. So then you just put that on, and you're good to go. And there she is. Let's turn down this a little bit. So there she is. That one that I just showed is the Max Factory one. But, speaking of the Good Smile Company one... Oh, jeez. Okay. Alright. Big box. Okay, so, arm... Just to give you a sense. I know it's very, very hairy. I have Wookiee arms, but just to give you a sense of how long this box is. It's absolutely ridiculous. This Jeanne figure is just stupid big. And like, The only reason being is because of the freaking flag. It's the only reason why this box is so huge. How big is the box compared to Hook Saber? Do you mean Hook Saber's box or Hook Saber the figure? Hook Saber's box? Hook Saber's box is definitely bigger and heavier for that matter. Hook Saber's box, is not made out of like this very thin boxing material. It's actually made out of like a thicker, harder cardboard, if anything. So, I already know that it's bigger and heavier. I found a freeing 1/4 Sable listed for just above $500. Is it worth getting at that price? $500 is pretty freaking steep. Like, mine, when including shipping, didn't even well, then again, I bought it through Good Smile Company, so, like, I don't know what the shipping of her would be, but that's, like, that's double the price of the figure. Like, that's pretty steep. Even for a 1/4, that's pretty steep. But then again, I don't, like I said, I haven't looked at the aftermarket of that figure, because I don't need to, because, well, I have her, so. So, I mean, like, I don't know the aftermarket that well for the Saber 1/4 freeing figure, I must admit. Oh, interesting. So, Good Small Company 1 has white panties. So... okay, it has you put on the figure first. So obviously you can tell a vast difference already. Uh-oh. Oh no! The camera just went out. Oh gosh. Hold on. And we're back. Okay. So, already you can tell a difference with the Max Factory flag and the Good Smile Company flag in the sense that it's not shining like crazy. There is still shading though in the parts of it, so you kind of see the blue shading of it. So it does have shading as well. All right, now this goes in there. This goes in like so. And then apparently to support the flag, you have to use these things. I do not like this at all. Okay, so the taller one. Man. They expect this to hold up the flag? Are you kidding me? You got it. Oh, crap. Like, the other stand doesn't provide any support. Like, you really just need the one stand, as you can tell. Like, this stand, like, this one right here is supposed to go back here. But when able to do that, the flag needs to be not as front heavy. Like, this isn't a very good design at all. Like, I feel like there should be a stand, like, up here somewhere. This stand is literally useless. It doesn't provide any support. At all. I don't think Good Smile Company thought this one through that much. I have to admit. They didn't think through this that much. Like, that takes up so much shelf space. I mean, like, look how far back these flags, like, go to, like, this is how, here, I'll show you guys. So, that's how the figure should be displayed, because, you know, there's the name and all that jazz, right? Okay? But then look how far back the flag sticks. It's like half of a foot. Where do you display this? Like, that's so ridiculous. There's absolutely no need for that. Like, they just made the flag ridiculously long just for the sake of it. I mean, it's cool, but the average figure collector isn't going to be able to display this figure properly. There's no way. Like, it's not even going to fit on my... It's not going to fit on my saber shelf. There's no way. It's not so much how big the flag is. The size of the flag doesn't matter. It's how much the flag is sticking out away from the figure. Like, okay, here. This should do. This is a scale, but, okay, so here is the inch things. Okay, so from her head, it sticks, okay, so from the top of her head, it sticks out more than a foot. From her head. From the edge of the base, from the tipmost part of the base on the back, it sticks out an extra 6 inches. Like, that's huge. Like, that thing is ridiculous. Yeah, exactly. Like, I kid you not. I almost feel like getting a heat gun and trying to bend this. Like, more. Like, try to bend this downward. Like, does that make sense? Like, literally just getting, like, a hairdryer and then heating it up, like, right here to bend this down. I feel like all of this is just completely unnecessary. I don't even remember... Like, I remember her tassels being fairly long, but they could have done a better job with this. Yeah, exactly. That's the other thing, too, is, like, the pole of the flag as well. This figure may not be able to be displayed on my fake figure shelf. I may not be able to display it on it. It may have to be separate on its own. Because it's just so big. Yeah, I'll have to figure out space for it. That's all good, though. But I will make space. So, we'll figure out something. In all honesty, actually, like, the reason why I'm actually unboxing these two Jeanne figures is for exactly that reason, is to finally figure out space for them. Because I knew they were going to take up a lot of space, so that's why I kind of sat there and said, you know what? We need to open these up. We need to start figuring out space for these figures. Because otherwise, I'm just going to sit here and think about it, and it's going to rattle my brain. So I just opened them up to get it out of my system, as it were. So, yeah, the review will probably come out a little bit later. I'm going to try and push... Now, here's the thing. Okay, here's the other thing, too. When it comes to these two Jeanne figures, the Good Smile Company one and the Max Factory one, it's going to be a review/comparison video. So it's actually going to have both figures in it. So it's kind of going to be like Max Factory versus Good Smile Company, even though they're technically under the same, like, they're both, like, Max Factory is under Good Smile Company. But, you know, it'd be kind of like a clash of the titans, as it were, kind of review.